Phil Herden of Container Solutions will give you some tips to make sure that the arrival of your container goes smoothly.
This is just a basic 20-foot shipping container. It's a refrigerated container. It's capable of controlling temperature inside this container from minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to 80 degrees. And there's set points on the unit that allow you to set it at whatever temperature within that range works for you. There's just some basic simple components. First of all, this is a temperature chart recorder. The needle moves back and forth with the temperature inside the container. But as well, there's a digital display that shows you not only the set point, but also the temperature inside the container, and that should confirm against the chart recorder that we just looked at. Additionally, the unit has two different power connections normally, a 220 volt three-phase connection and a 440 volt three-phase connection. These are 4-wire systems. And what simply happens is that the unit itself can sense the phase rotation. So a standard industrial or commercial electrician will know how to hook up a 3-phase 4-wire system. It's very simple. When we rent these containers to customers, some of the challenges that we experience in getting this unit connected and operational for the customer are, first of all, customer power. A lot of locations have low voltage, 208 volts rather than 240 volts. The electronics in this system is challenged. As the voltage drops, that increases the amps, develops heat, creates problems. We recommend that the customer confirm, even before we deliver the unit, that they have at least 220 volts of 3-phase power. We also have special transformers that can take 208 volts and turn it into 240 volts, and that will make the unit run well. The controls for the unit are right here at this panel. And by understanding what's on the display as well as the controls here and reading the helpful information on this panel, you're able to deal with most situations as far as this unit. This is the on-off switch. Once the unit is wired in correctly, just by flipping this switch up, we turn the unit on. These controls here are for setting the temperature and also confirming different elements of the operation of the unit. When the door of the container is left open while it's operating, that causes moisture-laden air to come in the container. We end up with ice forming on the evaporator coil inside the unit, and that stops airflow through the coils, but also causes the unit to go into defrost, and when it's in defrost, it's not cooling. We're at the doors of the refrigerated container, and this is the same configuration as a dry container, except that the doors are insulated and can be a little bit more of a challenge to open. So you unlock the cam handles and then grab the edge of the door and pull. And you can see that there are multiple gaskets. And now we're inside the container. The first thing you'll notice is this is not just a flat floor. It's actually elevated to facilitate airflow. And what happens is that the cold air comes down through the floor and circulates through the container. In addition, you have these marks that identify that cargo shouldn't be loaded above this line. And what that again does is facilitate air to flow back to the cooling unit.
Remember, do not load your product all the way to the ceiling. Leave room for the air to circulate.
The interior is stainless steel. The floors and the ceiling are aluminum panel, as well as the front wall. That is the back of the cooling unit. Mounted about here inside the cooling unit are the evaporator coils, where the air flowing through the container is cooled. But also, this is the location when the doors are left open where ice will accumulate on those cold coils, blocking airflow until the unit has a chance to go through a defrost cycle. Units are set to go through the defrost cycle automatically, but occasionally you have to do a manual defrost, especially when you notice that there's no air flowing through the unit. We prefer when a customer is inside the container that they shut the unit off, and that is to reduce the amount of air circulating or flowing into the container that would be coming from outside with moisture in it. In addition, these units are actually run pretty loud.
Remember, before delivery, make sure you have the proper power wattage. Always use a trained electrician to hook up this container to the power source. Remember not to pack your product all the way to the ceiling. Leave 6 to 12 inches on top to allow the cold air to circulate. If you have any more questions, contact your dealer and they'll be happy to help you out.